Buenos dias, mi gente. It's my last day in Puerto Viejo. Hola, buenas, ¿qué tal? It's also my last video in Puerto Viejo. And it might be my most important video I've made in a while. Because something happened to me last night. Something happened to me right here, actually. You'll see in a few seconds. And I just had to talk about it. So, last night I was doing my 420 meditation. Actually right here, just a little bit up this road. This is a little trail that goes from the center of Puerto Viejo. Puerto Viejo, I said that so American-like. Puerto Viejo. To this other beach. So it's a beautiful trail through the jungle by the Caribbean coastline. And in the day, obviously it's touristy and there's a lot of people. But come nighttime, it can get a little bit shady, a little bit grimy, as the locals have told me. But because I wanted to do my 420 meditation in peace, you know, I figured it's a great spot to come and chill, so that's what I did. I walked this exact trail that you're seeing right now, and I spotted a bench with a beautiful ocean view. So, morning. So I went to sit down, did my thing, taking it all in, enjoying the moment, being present, all of that good stuff. And at some point, I mean, you know, me traveling and having some experience, my head is always more or less on a swivel. Even when I'm relaxing, like, I'm very aware of my surroundings. So I'm always like, I always got my scanners, I got pretty good hearing too, so anytime I hear something, I'm paying attention. So before I continue, guys, this is the bench, right? I was sitting right there, on this bench right here. Just want to show you guys the spot. And I actually put my phone down here to make a little bit of a time lapse of the Caribbean Ocean during sunset. Now, part of the story is, you see these things? They got like these trash bags here that you can, you know, that obviously sort of as trash bags for you to, you know, leave your stuff in and not throw it on the ground. So I'm sitting here meditating, and all of a sudden my radar goes off as I notice a sound in my far left corner of my eye, and as I notice the sound in my eye, I hear the sound and I see some movement. So I look over and I spot somebody going through one of those trash bags that's near the tree. Not that one further down. So I'm looking and I see this man just, you know, going through the trash, and I don't think I need to really explain what's going on. You know, people are very poor, people are trying to survive, and they have to resort to picking through the trash, usually to find food or to find something valuable. Stepping over the tree trunks, don't kill those ants. They deserve a good time too. And so I'm looking at this guy, you know, and pretty quickly he obviously notices me too, and we lock eyes, and I see immediately, ironically, that I startled him. I guess he didn't expect somebody to be there at that point, because most tourists and stuff, like, they stay clear when the sun sets, you know. So like we lock eyes for 3 seconds, and I look away, and you know, I just continue sitting there, and quite rapidly, not rapidly. Then, guys, I'm sorry, my mind is a little bit cluttered. I feel like my English is deteriorating. So I notice him coming over, Now, for those who are familiar with meditation, when you're in that heightened state of consciousness, it can be easy to get overly sensitive because you're basically in tune with everything around you. So when something unexpected happens, it can be easy to be like startled and to experience a negative type of energy, right? There's a point to be made that if you're meditating, you're more calm and centered, but I feel like it can go both ways. And in my case, being in a foreign country and, you know, obviously reading the situation, I had to catch myself. I had to catch my emotions because they were immediately, good morning, they were immediately going to like danger mode, right? Like, watch out. This is the type of stuff that gets you robbed. This is the type of situation. Mind you, I'm still filming the sunset with my phone at that point. So, I'm not gonna lie. First thing I did was stop recording, take my phone, put it in my pocket. No need to flaunt your wealth and your gadgets and dangle it in front of people who are far less fortunate. So this guy comes over and right off the bat, like, I scan him and it's pretty damn clear what's going on. Not trying to be funny, not trying to be rude or anything like that, just painting a picture. But if you were to make a movie and you were casting somebody to play a crackhead, for a lack of a more respectful term, a person that's addicted to crack, that's longer. So that's how you would make your actor look. So this guy has a torn shirt, obviously it's dirty, hasn't washed himself, like his hair is super greasy, tied in a knot, he's got scars, he's twitchy, the whole shebang. So initially I'm like, alright, what do I do now? Do I just get up and leave? Good morning. Or do I stay, basically? And I decided to go at the moment. Also, trust myself. Don't be scared. Don't let fear rule me. Don't let fear define me. And I decided to go all in on trying to have a connection with him and trying to communicate and basically just check his temperature, as I like to say, like what's going on. I feel like in those cases, you know, and I know this is long-winded, guys, but that's how it's gonna be, this video. When you're faced with a situation like that, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like just like abruptly getting up and leaving is never really a good option. Because you're indicating fear, you're indicating that you're scared right off the bat. And if that person would have intentions to rob you, that clear signaling of fear is not gonna hold them from doing so. If anything, it's going to entice them, it's gonna motivate them, it's gonna confirm them in their belief of their ability to successfully rob you. So don't signal fear, you know, like never just, always be calm, be equal. So I greet him, we start talking, and right off the bat he asks me what happened to me, which is obviously a question I get a lot, but it's not that it happens a lot that people ask me so abruptly and like directly. So he's like, you know, well, in Spanish, we're talking Spanish at this point. So I tell him I had cancer in my jaw, the whole story, the whole musical. I gave him the recap, and you know, we're going back and forth, and we're bonding, and I can feel the tension going down, and I can feel that we are meeting each other in the middle, and that there's, you know, it's a good vibe. So at this point, I'm deciding, you know, like, why not take this moment? Why not, you know, again, don't let fear rule you. Don't be scared. Like, what do I gotta be scared of? I'm a big ass dude, you know? And that's just, it's not even about that, but it's more about like understanding that this guy is also a human being. And he tells me that he came up to me because he sensed my energy. And he felt like, he said, look, take a look around. Nobody's here. Nobody. It's just you and me. And everybody that's still walking through, like, they're like in a hurry, they're in a rush, they're like scared. And he's telling me all the people that I encounter, when they see me, they're looking away. You know, they don't want to look me in the eye. And when I saw you, you looked me in the eye and you didn't turn away. And he says, do you notice that? It's like everybody seems to be running from both of us, he said, but we're here, we're comfortable. Why is that? I said, oh, man, I don't know. I guess, you know, I guess we're the only ones who are not scared. So it makes sense that we end up with each other. And, you know, as we're talking, he pulls out a little crack pipe, starts smoking it. And he's asking me if I do any drugs or if I drink, you know. And at that point, it was my judgment call to tell him that it was optimal to tell him that I don't, which is obviously a lie. But I felt like it was better to tell him that I don't, you know, because I sensed that he was going somewhere with this. I felt like he was looking for an out. He was looking for, like, as he pulled out that crack pipe, I feel like subconsciously or consciously, there was still a sense of shame there, and he wanted to counteract that with reason, by reasoning and finding out that I also have my vices. You know what I mean? It's like, when you're embarrassed of doing something, of doing a drug or whatever, you're like, oh, you have yours, right? Like you get high or you get drunk, right? So, but I tell him, no, I don't. And that impacted him, like I saw that. And he tells me, he goes, you know, like, man, that's so crazy. That's so impressive. And I ask him, how old are you? And he tells me 34. I'm like, really? I said, I'm 34 too. I'm like, you're from the year 88? He's like, yeah, 88. Well, it's not 88. It's 88, I guess. And here I am, like, just being hit with this, you know, with this epiphany, like being hit with this moment that I'm from 88, he's from 88, I was born in Belgium, I had my trials and tribulations, and so did he, and we ended up, you know, walking our respective paths, but now our paths have intertwined, and here we are, and it was so confronting, and it was clear that he felt the same, because he went on to say, I can't believe you had cancer twice, and you look so strong, you look so vital, you look so healthy, and here I am, I never had cancer, I never even was really that sick, and I'm addicted to this shit, I'm addicted to crack. And I told him, I said, you know what, man? Maybe I'm not just another gringo on your path. Maybe, and I'm dead serious when I say this. Maybe I was meant to come to this place, to come to Costa Rica, to come to Puerto Viejo, to meet you all along and to share this moment. Maybe this is your turning point. I even get goosebumps right now talking about it, and he looked me dead in the eye and he was like, I think so too. And he thanked me. He said, thank you. her sharing this with me and her making it so clear, with her telling me that. And I told him, I said, man, I said, you know you gotta quit. You know this ain't right for you. You know you're going down the wrong path. And I told him, I said, you can quit. You just needed that moment. You just needed that signal. You needed the universe to make that blatantly clear to you. So here I am. A messed up gringo with a messed up face. That scares a lot of people. But you came to me. And I didn't walk away. I welcomed you. I respected you, and we sat down and we had a conversation between equals. I said, but now it's up to you. Are you willing to recognize this moment? Are you willing to recognize this for what it is? And are you willing to take action? Because after today I'm gone, I can't do it for you. And he was just like, he started tearing up. It was truly, truly amazing. And he might have thought, he might think that, man, I need to do some more yoga. He might think that I was doing him a big favor, but that moment right then and there, honestly, the whole trip made sense. I really truly believed and felt like I was meant to be there at that moment and to deliver him that message. And just to be once again reminded of the fact that simply because I'm Belgian, I was born in Belgium, in this amazing family, I was granted the opportunity to survive and still be alive, even after all the stuff I went through. And he didn't get that lucky. He was born into poverty. He was born in a second world developing country. And he didn't make it out. He fell victim. He fell victim to his circumstances, to his conditions, and here we are, both 34 years old, walking very different paths of life. But in a way, very, very similar. Very similar. And so in the end, I gave him some money, and yeah, you can go ahead and be like, oh, don't do that, don't, like, but honestly, I just wanted him to be able to get a decent meal. And yes, I know, probably he went on to buy more drugs with it, but I'm not gonna be that guy who's gonna sit him down and then, like, you know, give him a lesson of spirituality and then walk away with a wallet full of money and not even, you know, give him anything to get a meal. Like, that's up to him what he does with that, but I'm not gonna be that guy, like, I've already given you so much, like, fuck that. So yeah, don't even, you know, because I know people are gonna talk about that. I think that would be disrespectful. I think that would be something that I would label as spiritual arrogance or something like that. Like, there's spirituality and there's all this stuff and I like it, I mess with it, but then there's still the real world in which, like, you need, like, units of a certain currency to exchange that for a meal. So, you know, like, me giving him a good feeling won't get him that for that night. Anyway, that's basically the story, you know. And then I made my way back to the center, well, to the beach, where there's like this really fancy, you know, beach view bar with a lot of American families and stuff having their family vacate, having dinner. And I got myself a little cabana, sat down, got a Corona, settled in, and then, like, 2 minutes later, this big guy sits down next to me. He's like, Stefan Marbury? Because I was wearing the most beautiful jersey in the history of NBA basketball, which is the blue Minnesota Timberwolves jersey of Stefan Marbury. If you know, you know. And so, like, this guy sits down and he's like, wow, I haven't seen that jersey in years. So turns out this guy, Chris from Minnesota, you know, from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and like he recognized the jersey, wanted to come say hi, and we're just having a chat, talking about like, you know, he's like, yeah, that's my family right there. Those are my two boys. There's two boys playing in the sand. Like he's got his wife. They're having cocktails, and the reason I'm adding that to the story is because I felt it was a little bit ironic that I had spent the last, you know, 35 minutes with this crackhead, and then now I'm talking to Chris from Minnesota, who's raving about how much he loves Costa Rica and how they cross the entire country by car and all that. So I don't know. I was proud and conscious of my ability to connect with any type of person. That's something that I never want to lose, and I hope I never do. Don't get too high, don't get too low, you know. But yeah, guys, that's the story. That's it. After this, tomorrow I'll be going whitewater rafting, and then I'm gonna look at these doggies. They're not gonna attack, right? They're not gonna bite. Yeah, whitewater rafting is next. Then make my way to San Jose, the capital, and then I'll be going to Mexico City for another 5 nights, just to go and pick up the vibes, see what it is. Look at that dog bathing. Check it out. Look at this doggy. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. So, once again, thank you for watching. My apologies for being long-winded, but at this point in my veteran YouTube career, that's all you're gonna get. Me taking my time, and if you got time to chill with me, to walk with me, to vlog with me, then thank you for that. And if you don't, it's all good, baby. Pura vida, chicos. Nos vemos. Ciao.